Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Thursday, September the 13th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, I'm sure you've all heard about cities bringing down statues and cities renaming streets or renaming parks and so on. A lot of it has to do with the Confederacy, but perhaps other issues as well. And here in Texas, a few months ago, there were some people who wanted to change the name of our capital city, Austin, because apparently back in 1830 or something like that, Stephen Austin wrote a letter about slavery that they found offensive, and they wanted to change the name of the city of Austin. It didn't get anywhere, but I think it's once again an example of these people who want to change the history of the country or want to remove anything in the history of the country that they don't like. Well, the latest example is right here in Texas, where there are some people who want to redo or rewrite the way that the story of the Alamo is explained or taught in schools. In Texas, we have courses in the public schools, and I'm assuming the private schools as well. We have stories, or we have a course called The History of Texas, and the kids actually have to take a class about the history of Texas, and they learn about lots of things, lots of Texas heroes, and of course the Alamo is one of the central stories of that story. But they want to change it. They don't want to eliminate the Alamo, but they want to take away some of the letters and some of the explanations and some of the quotes behind the Alamo. And this, of course, has created quite a backlash, as you would expect. Governor Abbott and many other politicians in Texas are standing up to this and saying, no, we're not going to approve this. We're not going to put up with this. And it'll probably never happen. But it's once again an indication of these people who just seem out. They just want to go out and change everything they don't like. And they don't seem to understand that you cannot do that. You cannot tear up a country's history without tearing up a country itself. And at the same time, these things are very divisive, extremely divisive. We saw that recently here in Dallas, where they wanted to remove a statue of Robert E. Lee, and it created some very strong feelings on all sides. So it's indicative of something going on in the country. I think it's bad for the country. I think it's horrible for the country. I'm not opposed to teaching the history in full context. I'm not opposed to that, and I think we do a pretty good job of that in our schools. But the idea of wanting to change letters or wanting to eliminate figures or statues, I find that very troubling, extremely troubling. By the way, we're going to do a podcast later today. You could probably find it in my blog and Twitter, as well as my Facebook page. We're going to be doing a podcast with George Rodriguez down in South Texas, and George has been very active in this debate, so I think you'll be able to get a lot more details as to what's going on. Thankfully, the movement has been stopped, but I think we have to be cautious that this movement will come back. They're going to come back because they want to change our history and they want to change our traditions. Why? Nobody really knows, but you better keep your guard, because they're coming back after our traditions and the things that we believe in, and that's something that cannot be tolerated. Thank you for watching. We have all of these videos over at YouTube. We have them on my Twitter, and we have them on my blog. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.